Hey, what's up guys, it's Fish here and welcome back to some more Warhammer Total War. Today we have an epic clash between me, Pixelated Apollo, Haxo the Hunter and our three rivals. It's somewhat of a kind of Warhammer Civil War. On either side we have tribes, clans, dukes and counts all going at it. On the side of me, Pixelated Apollo and Haxo, I am playing as the Greenskins, Apollo is playing as the Beastman, and Haxo is playing as the Empire with some glorious Sigma's sons on his front line. Then up against us, we have the Empire, Bretonia, and even more Greenskins. So that's why I kind of said that, it's kind of like a Warhammer Civil War, because we have Empire and Greenskins on either sides of the field. So I kind of like to think that they've kind of just, two differing opinions. Like on this side, they're really far left or something. They're actually really liberal orcs. And then over here, they're like really right-wing orcs, and they're just going at each other. So like, I'm only messing around, obviously. But the orcs aren't that political, but I thought it'd just be a little fun intro for us to do that. So yeah, this is a online battle that we played last night. It was really fun, and it's a pretty large battle as well. So I thought you guys would be interested to see this, especially because I haven't really done much Warhammer on my channel in quite a while, since I really finished my campaign. So if you guys do want to see more Warhammer, make sure to drop a like and a comment on this video, as it lets me know that you guys actually do want to see more Warhammer, and I'll be sure to do it, because I haven't played this game in a while and I enjoyed coming back to it and actually having a battle. The battles are kind of short, but they're still kind of fun to just go on and get a more arcadey battle. It's over. I was actually short on time as well. But yeah, enough of that. Let's get into the army comps really quickly. I'm just going to skim through them all, because I've already taken quite a long while already. So on my front line, I have 4 units of Orc Boys. Behind that, I have 3 units of these Black Orcs, obviously my meat to my army. Behind that, I have a Giant. I also have 2 units of Savage Orc Boy Big Uns. Again, looking pretty awesome. Apollo has a main line of Gore Herd with shields. So an okay sturdy line. He also is supporting that with 2 Centaurs, which are over on this right hand side. He has 2 units of Centaurs. He also has a Bestigor. Right, or a Gore Bull, sorry, not a Bestigor. I thought this was for a second, but he also just has a basic Beast Lord, and obviously we all know how OP the Gore Boar is. It's pretty strong. But on his far left side of the battlefield, he has 3 units of the Centaurs with great weapons, so awesome armor-piercing units, which will do plenty of damage. Haxo's front line, he has 3 units of Swordsmen with the Sigma's Sons, which I believe these guys cannot break. They will fight to the last man, which is a pretty cool ability. Behind that, he has a main line of Great Swords, obviously a pretty strong unit. Then he has 4 units of crossbows behind that, and then he also has some Knights of a Blazing Sun, which look spectacular for sure. Our enemies are consisting of the Greenskin player has 2 units of these Goblin Doom Diver catapults, which I actually have, which I forgot to mention. He has Orc Big Uns behind that. So we've kind of gone for a little bit of an Orc build. I've got more Black Orcs, whereas he's got more of a standard unit of infantry, whereas I've kind of got a weaker front line. Then he has a Arachnarok Spider, which will be cool to see. He also has some Savage Orcs, which have that awesome ward save, so they receive a lot less damage. They have a Goblin Big Boss, and then a bunch of Orc Boy Big Uns with armor piercing and anti-large. Then the Bretonian player has 3 units of these Peasant Bowmen, which are really the strong part of the Bretonian army, are their archers and their Pegasus Knights. Then on their front line, they have 4 or 5 units of these Spear Men-at-Arms. Again, I just haven't really looked at these units in so long. They do look really cool. I can't wait for the really good mods for Warhammer to start coming out as well. That's what I'm kind of looking forward to until I revisit it. Just for really awesome mods, because mods take a while to come out. So I think we're going to be still waiting a little while. Maybe next year. But when they do come out, I think they'll be really awesome, and modders have got a decent amount of time to really get stuck in. Then behind that, he has 3 units of these Men-at-Arms polearms. Then finally, the Empire player has 2 units of Hellstorm rocket batteries, which are already just peppering my line. It's pretty brutal. Then he has 4 units of Spearmen, 2 units of Swordsmen, a Warrior Priest, a Witch Hunter, and another Warrior Priest. So they've gone, and 2 Steam Tanks. So they've gone very character heavy. Then over here, we have Leoncoeur up on his Hippogriff, I think this is. It's been a while since I've looked at Warhammer, but I believe this is a Hippogriff. Just an absolute just huge griff. Look at that. Oh my god, that's just insane. Then obviously we've got a Pegasus Paladin, and then 2 units of Pegasus Knights. So cool, that's for our armies. Let's go ahead and get into a battle. So to start off this battle, you can already see that my Doom Divers have, as they've been trying to get into range, have just been getting smashed by the Hellstorm rocket batteries and the artillery. You can already see the shots coming in. The Hellstorm batteries are focusing down on more elite units, which is smart, but my units are definitely suffering here. You can just look at the hits going in. My front line, even though they are just weak units, are really struggling to kind of make it, because the bad thing is about having these weak units on my front line getting peppered by the artillery is they'll be really weakened when they actually get to a front line, and because of that, that means that they'll just rout really quickly because they don't have a lot of health to kind of back up their weak stats. So they're kind of just, a crappy unit. So even though, you could think, oh my god, that was brutal. I forget how brutal Warhammer is with the blood and gore, and it's awesome seeing orcs and trolls and giants and stuff just running, and the Hellstorm battery is just tearing me apart. But I'm definitely taking the full brunt of this assault, so hopefully my allies can do a good job at pushing forward. And this is also a really cool map. We've got the warp stone over here to the right. We have some cavalry about to engage over here. 2 units of the Knights of the Blazing Sun are going to be charging into each other. Unless these are actually both the same. Oh, these are both the same faction. I wasn't sure. But yeah, as we advance, you can see again, just my lines. If we take a little zoom out shot, you can see the battle lines just going in right now. The explosions just tearing through my Orc battle line. And a nice little line of Orc boy big guns over here are facing up against the Knights of the Blazing Sun, which I'm sure will take that. But yeah, as I was saying, it's just a really cool map. This is one of the things I feel like, Warhammer needs more of, is just these awesome looking maps. Because again, maps make a large part of the battle. And here we go, the first engagement as the Knights of the Blazing Sun smash into the Orc boy big guns. Boar boy big guns. And they go toe to toe. I mean, I think the Orcs are actually going to be a decent engagement here, because they're armor piercing and anti-large, I believe. The Cygors have given them back a hellstorm of rockets, of rocks, I guess. Not rocket batteries, but rocks themselves. The tanks are also shooting out, which is going to be hard for us to push forward. But the Cygors are throwing in. My Doom Divers have regained control and jumped back onto their Doom Diver catapults. And they're going to be smashing in, getting revenge for the sheer amount of damage. And oh, you just don't get this in other games. This is why I love playing Warhammer, especially after not playing it for a while. Just seeing these giants smash into the enemy line with Orcs just at their backs pushing in as well. It's just so crazy. I mean, look at this. Look at the battle line. We have a Ragnarok. We have steam tanks. We have explosions. We have a giant here just pounding down. We have Centaurs running around the battlefield. It's just, Warhammer is definitely something special. But we do also have these Orcs running away from the battlefield. My front line is extremely weak right now because of the sheer amount of artillery which came in and just pounded my front line. It was really brutal, and definitely my men were definitely struggling because of it. But where we go, we have my Black Orcs going against the Spearmen at Arms. The Ragnarok is now engaged in the front line, fighting, I believe, Haxo's line? Oh no, actually Apollo's Beastmen over here, which is pretty brutal. Leoncoeur has come down, and I think he's trying to trample Haxo's general. Yeah, I think he is trying to trample Boris Togbringer over there. On the far right flank, the Knights of the Blazing Sun actually lost, even though they were supported by a unit of Orc boys. I was actually really surprised that the Orc boars actually managed to do as well as they did against the main line of the Knights of the Blazing Sun. I really thought that they would do a much better job against that, but I guess not. Over on this right side, we have a pretty cool engagement as well. We have some Empire Greatswords holding this choke point off against the large push of the men-at-arms of Bretonnia. They're trying to break through this little choke point, but the longswords are holding, or the greatswords are holding the line here. Boris has given them the order to die here, or hold this, or defeat the enemy, and that's what they're going to be doing. They've got the warp stone to their right, which will probably be like corrupting them or something slowly. Imagine if you lived in this little hut right here as well. You're just like, not today, please go away. Just have a sign like no door salesman or something like that. It would be funny. The Beastmen are pushing on. My Giant is doing a good job at racking up several kills, especially as I have the Bestigors, or what are these guys? These are the Ungor with shields, supporting with my with my Black Orcs, which are obviously going to be doing plenty of damage. Especially Apollo is hammer and anvil striking with his Centaurs, which are really good. I'm doing the exact same over on this right flank with my Savage Orc Big Uns. And I do apologize if I mess up any of these names. It's been a long time since I have last done Warhammer, so a lot of these names are going to be a little bit shaky for me. I'm also going to be pushing on because I want to silence this Doom Diver as soon as I can, really, because these Doom Divers do so much damage that I want to be killing them as quickly as possible, and I kind of neglected them, which is definitely a mistake on my part. But I'm going to be pushing on with my cavalry. And this is something with Warhammer I feel like always happens. It just turns into an utter mess of a battle. It really does, because units rout and come back so frequently that it just ends up being such a complete mess. There's just units everywhere, you know, which definitely does have its advantages. I really like this kind of how the soldiers are just like dead in the swamp. This would be a really cool map for undead and just raising the dead up from under the water. That'd be really cool. At the moment, the Bretonnians are going at it with the Centaurs of great weapons, which should be okay to deal with these men-at-arms, especially now we have my Black Orcs in the side as well. Just utterly brutal. The Arachnarok is just not giving any quarter up against my Black Orcs. We've got the steam tank in the background. The Gore Ball is now coming as well. The Gore Ball. Oh my god, I love the Gore Ball. This is really awesome. I think one of us has been popping a stand your ground or something along them lines. I've managed to win on this left flank, however, it's not looking good for us elsewhere. I managed to pretty much rout this Empire player over here, but, you know, overall, the rest of our flanks are not looking too great for us. The Great Swords have been doing good, and I've also decided to start focusing my Doom Divers over here as well. Because there was such a big clump of enemy infantry. So there you go, you can see some huge hits by my Doom Divers coming in and just smashing the enemy. But everywhere else, I just don't think are we going to be doing too great. We've got Leoncoeur here fighting alongside his Goblin ally, which is kind of amusing to see. If we just go to normal mode, we can see that so many spells and stand your grounds and stuff are being popped right now. If we look, we can see my Giant going at it with the men-at-arms. He is not giving them any quarter whatsoever. More orcs pouring into the battlefield. I think at this exact moment we are just trying our best just to rout the enemy if we can, but it's not looking too great for us. We try to get the Arachnarok in the background. We can see Leoncoeur there. And my Giant just smashing these Bretonnian men around. So by the looks of it, my Giant is actually going to claim victory over here. That Arachnarok is covered, absolutely covered in blood. Every single leg is just brutal. We've got the Bretonnian Knights over here, the Pegasus Knights fighting. Overall, this battle is not looking too good for us. The sheer amount of heroes the enemy had, I think, feel like it was just too much for us. But we are going to fight to the last. This alliance of Orc, Empire, and Beastmen will not give up lightly, and we will fight bravely to the end. Oh, a Giant just jumping into the combat as more of the Savage Orc Big Uns just run in with the steam tank as well. Again, having the two steam tanks which just refuse to rout is also a brutal engagement for us. But by the looks of it, Haxo is actually routed over here as well, which was a real shame. He does still have his crossbows left, which are going to be shooting, I believe, at the enemy forces. And he also does have the Centaurs firing almost a direct hit. Did that rock actually directly hit the oh my god, I thought that was a soldier flying off there. It almost directly hit the Arachnarok, which would have been pretty hilarious. Another shot coming in, more rocks coming in to kind of end this battle. Both of them actually not finding their mark. But if we press K, we can kind of see the balance of power right now. It's not looking good for us. A lot of our troops are just routing from the battlefield. We don't really have too much left. I believe Ungrim, Ungrim has literally just died in battle. He was like our last real savior fighting the enemy. But you can see, we did pretty good. We managed to wound a lot of their heroes, at least the Empire heroes got very wounded. It was just these Paladins we couldn't really deal with, and obviously Leoncoeur. Their hero did okay as well, but the actual infantry was kind of null and void for the enemy. Maybe if we would have brought some more anti-hero stuff ourselves. But again, I want to disclaimer this, obviously very well played to our opponents, but me, Apollo, Apollo hadn't played Warhammer in 2 months. I hadn't played it in almost half a month. Haxo's been a while as well. So, we're not up to date with the meta or anything like that. So, but it was also a very awesome battle, very cinematic, and it was, I enjoyed myself, After not playing Warhammer for like half a month, I definitely had a good time actually playing it. It was a lot of fun, extremely cinematic to actually watch back. I think the replays are awesome. So if you guys have any replays, feel free to send them in, because I think I want to do more Warhammer, because it's just so cinematic and it looks really awesome. And hopefully you guys enjoy this. As I said before, if you did enjoy this, make sure to let me know. If we look at the kills, my Orc boys got trashed. This was mainly because of the Hellstorm batteries from Nate Dogg over here. Shout out Nate Dogg. Yeah, he absolutely tore me apart with his steam tanks and his Hellstorm batteries, pretty much making these Orc boys nothing, because once they're low on the health, they're just not going to be doing any damage. If they're full on the health, they can kind of use their numbers to overwhelm the enemy and kind of act as an annoyance, but if they're low on health, they're just going to get slaughtered, and that really hurt me during that battle. My Giant did really good, and my Doom Diver Catapult did amazing as normal. I really managed to get so many kills on the Bretonnian army for sure. Also, my Savage Orcs did pretty good. Maybe could have used them a bit better, but overall it was pretty good. The Hellstorm battery's doing good, the Steam Tank's doing good, the Ragnarok doing really good, and again, the Doom Diver Catapult, which I could have silenced sooner, which was really my mistake. The Bretonnian player, not really doing too great, I think his heroes did more of an annoyance issue than anything else. These Pegasus Knights and the Paladins and stuff were just really annoying more than anything else. If we look at Apollo's, his Cygor's doing good, his Centaur's doing really good. It's a shame the Gorbel didn't do better than it was. Like, I was thinking this would get like 100 kills plus, but I guess not. And then finally, Haxo, God, his Knights of Blazing Sun got slaughtered by the Orc boy biggins. Really did. Some great swords doing good, but overall, we just didn't have enough heroes, I think, which was a real shame. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of online battles. I don't know why I called it an episode, but I hope you guys enjoyed nonetheless, and I'll see you guys next time, and fish out.